Welcome back to another episode of Start Living Sustainable. I am so glad you're here today. Yes, I am going to be sharing a very personal journey of mine. And I have had this question asked of me: how did I get started with sustainable living? Where did it all begin for me? And it began with a kiss and a white t shirt. So I want to share with you today how an incident in my life. And if you think back in your own life, you may realize that there was one incident, something that was so significant that it impacted your life's direction. And it actually helped you to get to where you are today. Some things are out of our control. But those things that are within our control, things that we can eliminate, anything that we need to get rid of in our lives that don't contribute to our holistic or overall health. And when I say holistic, I am referring to your physical, your mental, and your spiritual health and well-being. And so I want to share with you this journey of mine so that you can see how it started for me, how I was placed on this path that led me to embrace a comprehensive, eco-friendly lifestyle. Grab your green tea or your coffee, because I do drink both. Get cozy and let's dig into this episode. Hi friends, welcome to Start Living Sustainable. I'm your host, Cynthia Harvey Brown. In this podcast, I'm going to help you discover sustainable ways to improve your overall health and well-being in your home. And I'm going to show you how to do this without spending a lot of time or money, all in partnership with God. Yes, if you're ready to show yourself some love, experience a new level of wellness, build faith, and align your values with God's vision for your life, then you're in the right place. Pour out the diet soda and we should talk about those yoga pants. Let's have some serious fun in today's episode. This journey for me started when I was probably 18 or 19 years old. Fell in love with the love of my life, and he handed me a book. He handed me a book called Back to Eden, and it was really the start of me wanting to understand how to live a healthier lifestyle. Before I continue, I want to remind you to join our private Facebook group, and you can also become a sustainability insider. We want you to get the tips, the practices, and hacks that we share in our Facebook group so that you can actually embrace a healthier lifestyle. So that man that I was in love with said to me, "You want to kiss me? If we're going to be together, I need you to know that there's certain things that you may want to think about eliminating from your life, certain foods that are not healthy for you and that will not give you a long, flourishing life. So you might want to get rid of them before we get too serious." And that was serious enough for me to do something about. So yes, in order to kiss the man of my dreams, I needed to change some things in my life, and he wanted the best for both of us. And I really appreciate that, because it really did set me on a course to understand that certain things are not beneficial for me to eat and put in my body. So growing up, wanting to be healthy, not realizing that this was a sustainable lifestyle that I had embarked upon. It was just something that I was doing, but it wasn't a career path. That was something totally different, which leads me to what sparked me to really focus in years later now on sustainable living. It was a student of mine who came into my office. She always wore white. One day I asked her about the white clothes that she wore. She had a white t-shirt on, and she told me she only wore white clothes because any other material with dyes and chemicals in them affected her skin, and it caused a negative reaction, a rash, and it actually impeded her from feeling her best. And so, because of those chemicals, she avoided them altogether by just wearing white. Now, mind you, we were at a fashion college, and I was the advisor to a student who came to me and said she wanted to work in the industry, but only wanted to work with a sustainable company who understood the implications of unethical practices and synthetic fabrics. And she wanted to be a part of the change and didn't want to work in fast fashion. It was at that time that we both start researching what it meant to be a sustainable fashion designer. And that led me to more research on sustainability. I learned that it was so shocking to find out that fast fashion was destroying the health of so many women who were not aware of it, and many that are still not aware of it. I just felt like this was a mission for me to really pursue. And that realization hit me hard when I discovered that fast fashion was actually making women sick and they didn't know about it. It was impeding their reproductive processes. Many women were not able to get pregnant, didn't see the connection between the clothes that they were wearing and the chemicals in them that was adversely affecting their health. That for me was really tough to learn. It opened up an area of the fashion industry that was unraveling and impacted me. I needed to dig deeper and discover more about why sustainable fashion or slow fashion was something that needed to really be embraced by more that wanted to be healthy and stay healthy. I also discovered during that time that most sustainable fashion brands, they focused on ethical labor, reducing carbon footprints, and the use of sustainable materials. These are all part of sustainable fashion. But what they never talked about and what you will learn here is the health connections to sustainable fashion and why it's important for us to know and become aware of how sustainable fashion can actually be your friend. You don't have to compromise your style to be healthy. Since I was already on this path to health and wellness in my personal life, I had this epiphany. Much like fast fashion, I realized fast food paralleled each other so much. And just as I had been blind to where my clothes came from, I had initially been blind to where my food was grown and where it came from. I began to really transition early on in life to more organic food. And I even tried vegetarianism for a while in an effort to improve my health and well being. When you start looking at your wellness and how to maintain your health, and you're looking at the foods that you're eating and maybe the clothes that you're wearing, quite naturally, you're going to be looking at the beauty products that you use as well. I wanted to incorporate clean beauty routines into my regimen. So just like the foods I had consumed and the products that I was now applying on my face, the journey just continued. And I found out that there were a myriad of toxins lurking in everyday beauty products. So my switch to natural beauty and not wearing as much makeup and cosmetics really helped me as I researched and found products that I trusted that did not have a lot of ingredients in them that were not holistic or natural. That was another part of me focusing in on how I treat my body and how it led to eco-friendly products choices and living and all of those things that impacted what I was doing at home. Now, our home is where our heart is. So sustainable fashion, clean eating, natural beauty, and then of course, looking at elements within my home that I could incorporate. Now, mind you, this took years of doing, and I would take one small step in each one of these areas. None of this happened overnight. And for you, it's about looking at a little thing in your home that you can improve upon, a little practice that you can switch out, a bad habit that you can switch out for a good habit, getting rid of one thing, not trying to do all of this in a day or a month. It's going to take time. But if you can reimagine your home and you incorporating healthier practices into your home, maybe it's about buying a refurbished piece of furniture, or just reducing waste in the kitchen, or using eco-friendly utilities. It could be any one thing that you decide upon. But remember, it all starts at home, and it's a mindset that is going to help you develop a sustainable lifestyle that's going to contribute to your wellness. Challenges will inevitably present themselves. I can tell you now, it wasn't easy for me, and it's not going to be easy for you. Thank God there's support and more information now that you can look to, like my Facebook group, where you can come and ask questions and get answers, because you may face some skepticism. I know that I did. I was juggling convenience with, well, is this worth changing a habit? It takes a little effort and even questioning your own choices. But every challenge reconfirmed my commitment, and every triumph, no matter how small, fueled my passion to continue on the journey to health and wellness. Each ripple effect, including that book that was given to me as a teenager, to me advising and coaching a student over why she wore a white t-shirt, all of this came together, and it led to a transformation in every aspect, every facet of my life, including what I ate and the products that I use. I began to inspire those around me because they started to see the difference in my life. My friends and my family, and even you, my wonderful listener, can start the journey. You may be the one sharing and seeing a difference in your own life as you go through this journey to become more conscious and more aware of what you're eating, using, and participating in, so that you can see the change. Because our choices, big or small, they do create a ripple effect. And these ripples can lead to waves of change. And I invite you to find that one sustainable thing that you can do in your life right now, and let it lead you on your own wellness journey. Thank you for joining me on this episode today. And just remember that every little step that you take, every thread of change that you make, will create a sustainable future for you, which ultimately improves your overall health and well-being. So until next time, I want you to think about what will keep you well and maintain your health, and share it with a friend. Let's do this together. Thank you for joining me here today at Start Living Sustainable. Please take a moment and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave me a review. That really lights me up. If you were encouraged or blessed in any way, show your love and share the episode link with someone that you know that may benefit. Thank you so much, and until next time, God bless you, sis.